Getting live.
Hello everybody, it's Girls and the other brand new video. Today I'm back, hello, and we're doing another Doctor Who video. Today I want to talk to you about some things that I'm hoping for Series 11 and just the new era of Doctor Who. Yeah, because I thought, there's a lot of different things that are happening, a lot of different things are being confirmed, a lot of different things have been rumoured, and I want to just go over what I hope will happen and what I hope they will achieve. But again, we'll see. Anyway, we're just going to go through the basics and just rattle through them as quickly as we can and just tell you what I think and my opinions and that sort of thing. So for Series 11, the Jodie Whittaker era, the Chris Chibnall era, how it should start and how it should continue, I want to just throw some stuff in. So first of all, the TARDIS. I want a new interior, obviously. It's been sort of confirmed / rumoured, whatever you want to say. Either way, I think we know there is going to be one. If there isn't, I hope there is. Then, in which case, I don't know. We'll get on to sort of maybe the look of the interior in a bit, but I want to just talk about mainly, we don't want a recolour of Capaldi's because we've already had 2 different Doctors use this TARDIS, and I know we had that for 9 and 10, but, I don't know, 9 was only there for 1 series. I feel like Smith used that TARDIS and we didn't really connect with it, but I feel like that is Capaldi's TARDIS, that is the definitive Capaldi TARDIS. I think if they just change it around with the colours and add more stuff in, it'll feel a bit like a reused set and they just haven't got money to make a new one. Yeah, I'd love them to make a new one for Jodie Whittaker. I'll touch on this later, but I don't want it to be all pink. You know, it doesn't need to be. It's the Doctor, doesn't have to be focused on the female orientation of it. It is the Doctor, and that is the TARDIS. And personally, I think we should have sort of a similar design to last time. I'd like a bit more back to the corally type theme, perhaps the grungy sort of dark, or perhaps just, I don't know, just something that makes you look and go, wow, that's amazing. Like that, you want something to grab your attention and go, that is spectacular. I never really felt that with the first 11th Doctor's TARDIS. I just sort of thought it's just a bit random, really, and I preferred the newer one. I love the David Tennant one as well, but just something when the companion walks in, you really feel like, wow, okay, I get what they're feeling right now. That is amazing. Yeah, so in general, we wanted just a new interior. I wouldn't say bigger, but I would say definitely another set that's 360 that you can have lots of different things in. I like the ideas of the dimensions, such as the staircases and all that sort of thing. It's always nice to have a bigger control room up and down and that sort of thing, because, yeah. On the subject of that, yeah, a little bit of a change on the exterior as well. I feel like the fact that they've made it available that they can change some of these things, it would be nice to see some changes. I'm not saying too much of it. Perhaps make it look a little bit more worn this time. I feel like whatever's going to happen in this finale might be big. Obviously, we've seen the burn marks inside the TARDIS from the actual set at the Experience before it closed down. We know there's going to be some sort of thing that's going to happen. I'd love to see perhaps the TARDIS look a little bit bumped out, maybe a bit like it did in the Tennant era, where it's been through quite a bit, you know, just before it got rebooted again in the 11th era, where it was just like dark blue, pristine, freshly painted everywhere it went. I feel like it would suit looking a bit more jagged, considering it just travels through the time vortex all the time. I think that would make a little bit more sense, but I don't know, my thoughts. I think on the generalisation of TARDIS, that's pretty much it. Perhaps maybe show us some new rooms in some episodes. We had a little glimpse in Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, and we had a little glimpse in The Doctor's Wife, but apart from that, we've not really seen much. I'd love to see an exploration of different and vast new rooms that we can just look at in the TARDIS, you know? We know the TARDIS is infinite, and there's not really been an episode. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS came quite close, but apart from that, there's not really been an episode that's really explored that. But I know in Classic Era, they did actually have like episodes where an enemy would come in the TARDIS and they'd run around, and there was like Sontarans in the swimming pool and stuff. It was quite good, and that was in the good times of Doctor Who, like back in the day. So it'd be nice to see something like that again, maybe a bit more exploration, touching on some old rooms, perhaps the library, you know, if it just started in an episode where the Doctor's walking around in the library, you know, opposed to just sitting in the console room with a book. It might look a little bit more interesting, I don't know, it's just an idea. But yeah, so moving on to the next bit, which is not too many women jokes and female stuff. I know that sounds like against it, but we have a female Doctor, but she isn't the female Doctor, she is the Doctor. It's not like where the Master changed his name to Missy. I mean, fair enough, because the Master is a very male-centric name, but the Doctor isn't. We don't have to change the name, we don't have to change the style. She is playing the Doctor, she's not playing, oh, this rebooted female Time Lord Doctor. I mean, she is, but she's the Doctor, you know? They don't have to change it all because she's a female. I like the idea of Freshly Regenerated going, oh, wow, what are all these, you know? Like, these are new. Because obviously they've been joking at that for a while. I'd love her to say still not ginger, that'd be quite funny. But, again, don't make the interior of the TARDIS pink. Don't make it look feminine. Don't give her a Sonic lipstick, you know? Things that can easily be avoided, that you really don't have to do. I doubt they're going to do this, but a lot of people are making the jokes around it, and it just makes us think, like, what if they actually did? That'd be terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Just don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that it's the Doctor and not the female Doctor. It's the 13th Doctor, that's it. Just go with that, and I think that'll work. Don't have to introduce all these things. And yeah, I get there's going to be female jokes and all that sort of thing. It'll be quite funny occasionally, but not all the time. Don't make every joke in the show around the fact that the Doctor's now female, because you're just trying to annoy these people even more. Yeah, no need for it. Another thing is 1 hour episodes. I feel like a lot of episodes in recent years have fell quite short to the fact that you may be thinking, oh, if that episode was a two-parter, maybe that would have been even better. But that can be easily solved. Why don't we just have hour-long episodes, you know? We're already 45 minutes. We could have hour-long episodes and then, you know, like and then have two-parters. It'll be like a full film. That'll be great. I feel like having 1 hour episodes would make for better storytelling. You got an extra 15 minutes there where you can actually explore a little bit more and maybe make it a bit more interesting. Maybe that idea would work, maybe it wouldn't. A lot of people are campaigning for half an hour episodes, quick, sort of short burst episodes. But I mean, I don't know, I think I prefer the hour. I think that sounds quite good. Not to the extent of Sherlock where you're looking at an hour and a half episode, or like up to 2 hours, because at that point it becomes a film, and it's like, please just stop and end. And it loses the replayability value the more time goes up, I feel. Another thing is new Sonic, right? So Sonic screwdrivers are quite important, and Stephen Moffat touched upon this when Peter Capaldi took over. When Peter Capaldi took over the reins of the Doctor, he kept Matt Smith's Sonic screwdriver, and after about a series they went, nah, that's not right, we need to change it. They gave him the Sonic sunglasses for Series 9, and then he got his own Sonic screwdriver at the end of Series 9. Do I think that was a good decision? No, he should have just got a new Sonic screwdriver anyway, and perhaps used the Sonic sunglasses for when they were needed, aka when he was blind in Series 10. That would have been interesting. But on the realms of that, don't just keep the same Sonic screwdriver. Don't make the same mistake as before. Give Jodie Whittaker her own Sonic screwdriver. Also, don't make it pink. Just make it a Sonic screwdriver that looks good and fits in with the rest. Mainly because I want another Sonic screwdriver toy, and I need that. But yeah, please do, because that would be amazing. And you know, that is needed. You know, I don't think it's needed. I think it's more, it would look better. You're rebooting everything else. You're probably going to change the interior of the TARDIS. Why not change the screwdriver as well while you're at it? Moving on from that, collaborative writing. Now, this is something a little bit different. This is a bit more in-depth behind the scenes, but actually a lot of the episodes recently are written by one person and then edited by a little bit of a team. Why not have 2 or 3 people work on an episode? Bring together the best ideas, and then you get the natural opinion of equality. Like, if Stephen Moffat writes an episode by himself, for example, everyone's like, yeah, it's great, even if there's a bit they don't agree with. Whereas if there's like 3 people working on the script as a whole equally, then they're all thinking to each other, like, actually, mate, I don't like that, and I think we should remove that. That will amazingly clean up a lot of different scripts and make a lot of different episodes better. If you have collaborative writing, even if it's just 2 people working on one episode, it will look and feel a hell of a lot better. But again, yeah, BBC, it's your choice. I just feel like you don't want to hire that many writers, but I mean, at least have a few more. They've done it in the past. They've had, like, this episode is written by Stephen Moffat and whatever. They'd have, like, more than one. Do more of that, because sometimes them episodes work better when there's more people jumping in. Maybe not the head writer always. Maybe hire a few different people and give them a story to work with, and then they go off that, because that would be amazing. You don't have to have the head writer jumping in every episode as well. That's another thing. Better and deeper story arcs. Yeah, that's another thing. We want better stories. I feel like, again, in recent series, there's been Series 9 being a heavily featured one for this, is where it just lasts. And you're thinking, oh, what could it be? Oh, is it going to be a big reveal? There was nothing. The hybrid was pointless. Why did they have to do that? We want big, deep, and encouraging story arcs where at the end of each series it's like, wow, you've accomplished something, you know? Opposed to, there we go, done it again, you know? Because like, if you lead up to something, it leads to a better payoff. Like, I like the teasing of things. I like in Series 3 where they teased the Master by doing the Vote Saxon thing. It was a little bit on the nose with the whole, like, government sitting in Martha's mum's house. There's other ones like Series 2 where they just kept mentioning Torchwood all the time. There's Series 1 where they just kept mentioning Bad Wolf all the time. But I mean, I was testing the waters back then. Series 4 was the bees disappearing on the Dr. Donna. That was just odd. And Rose, obviously. But yeah, you need just deeper and more in-depth things opposed to just little hints, maybe. Actually try and link the stories in. Have stories that last over, like, 4 or 5 episodes. That would make it so much more intense, and so much more amazing as well. Yeah, and if you have to, make New Year's specials like they did with End of Time. I feel like episodes like Time of the Doctor would have benefited from being in 2 parts, having Time of the Doctor Part 1 and Time of the Doctor Part 2, where it's on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day even, like the 10th Doctor's finale was. Helps it develop it a little bit more, but anyway. And finally, one of my last points is merchandising and, well, stuffs. Since Moffat took over, the amount of merchandise in terms of toys and figures has become really poor. Now, I've talked about this in the past on podcasts and stuff, is that back in the Russell T Davies era, Series 1 and Series 2, they would make figures of the most pointless things, like Cassandra when she's not even in a like rack thing, so it's just the frame with the brain and the thing. Not even a character, just a display piece. And it's like, they didn't have to release that, but they did. They released the granny who got her face sucked off in Idiot's Lantern for no reason. Now you'd be lucky if you get a companion. We haven't had many from, I think, after the 3.75 inch scale figures just died, then we haven't had much. And I don't know who that's up to, whether it's the BBC who are saying, nah, or whether it's character declining making it. But the character has signed on a new contract to make more Doctor Who figures. I hope that now a lot of the crew have like sort of whipped round. I feel like focus on the toys, because you can make so much money off that, and so much amazing merchandise came out of the original series. Now you'd be lucky if you get a good version of the Doctor, like with a good head sculpt and paint apps and all that sort of stuff. I've got the 12th Doctor and Missy. I haven't got a Clara, mainly because the price is too high. But like, that's it. That's the only ones I've seen for like recent series. I'd be surprised if we actually get a figure of like the Series 10 Master or something. Like, we haven't had much. I'd love to get it, but I don't think we will. There's a lot of things. I'd love to have a new Mondasian Cyberman, but I'm worried that we'll just get a rehash of the old one. I don't think figures are a massive problem. I don't think it's a massive problem for Series 11 as a whole, but I feel like improve that, you're going to get more attention to the show. Toys R Us is depressing these days. When you walk in, the Doctor Who section's like a tiny little sliver on the shelves. It's really depressing, actually. I'd love to see more of that sort of thing. Don't re-release Screwdrivers. It's pointless. Nobody wants to buy re-released versions of the old Screwdriver but made worse. It's pointless. Release new ones. They haven't released the second Doctor Sonic Screwdriver toy. They haven't made one of that amazing 8th Doctor one from that audio story. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's got like a big blue crystal on the top. That would be amazing as a toy. And like, you know, 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, we'll probably get it at some point. Re-release ones that should be re-released, aka Sarah Jane Adventures, Sonic Lipstick, to support the 10th anniversary of the show. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've went on for a while now, but that's pretty much all my hopes and wishes for Series 11 and the continuation of Chris Chibble's era of Doctor Who. There are probably more things I can think of, but just off the top of my head, they are the main ones that I want to get like corrected and fixed. I want it to be good, That's the main one. I wanted the show to be good again and not just fall to the same mistake as a few series has in the past. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Comment below for any more suggestions for videos and stuff in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please click below to go to the store. I don't know where that sentence went. I've got a store down there. There's a Doctor Who Rick and Morty t-shirt. If you want to go and have a look at that, Doctor Who fans. Also follow me on Twitter because I post a lot of updates and stuff on there as well. That's quite important. But apart from that, thank you all so much for watching. I've been the Script 9000. Here's out. Bye.